Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, a huge weekend of sport ahead. We're talking about the AFL and NRL finals games. I've got a heap of NFL to talk about. Alex, what are you looking at?
Surprisingly, less confident in my EPL picks. Not.
Nice one. What about you there, stats guy?
Yeah, a bit of an early Brownlow fun bet in the F1 Singapore Grand Prix.
Excellent work. We are talking player props, game picks, best bets. There's about 47 Rate My Multis and the donation. It's a chockers weekend Friday show of Code Bet Daily. Check it out right now. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Friday, TGIF, am I right? September 15, all day here. That's right, the Carlton Blues take on the Melbourne Demons tonight, and I could not be more stoked. Geez, I wish I'd gotten some sleep. I'm your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website. It's called CodeBet. You can find that at codebet.com.au. We have breakdowns for every sport under the sun across this weekend. Massive breakdowns for AFL, NRL, NFL, everything going, EPL. It's all going on. There's even Rugby World Union gear on the site.
Rugby World Union.
The old World Union.
Rugby Union World Cup. There we go. I'll use my words proper.
Good stuff, Jim.
Right. I am, as always, joined by the puntiffs. I've got Alex Donnelly, still looking like he's not allowed within 500 yards of any primary school in the north. The north of Melbourne. There you go.
I'm in the northern parts. I had to think about that for a second, but at least I was on time. Stats guy, we're 20 minutes late, so let's get through this. Come on, guys. We've got stuff to do.
I got, drag the chain stats guy down there too.
I wasn't live. My computer was just stuffing up. But I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Your fault. Stop downloading porn.
A good workman is always the one that blames his tools. And
Yep.
Righto. Anyway, let's get into it. Code Hats Daily. Apparently, I think Alex is spending his time trying to buy a hat today. That's a good use of his time. No.
For my beloved Tennessee Titans.
Actually, I don't think I talked about in today's show, but we are talking player props, game picks, best bets, and I believe I've got a Rate My Multi, and I believe Alex has a donation.
Yeah. And a Rate My Multi as well.
Nice. Wow, it's a choker's show, I'll tell you. That's what we do here. We talk about codes, we talk about betting, and we talk about it daily. It's called Code Bet Daily. It's not too bloody hard. Today, what am I looking at? NFL. It's a huge week two ahead. And, of course, I'll just throw a bit of a reiteration about some of the AFL picks from the massive AFL show we did yesterday. Nothing like talking about one AFL game for about 20 minutes and the other one for only about 10. What about you, Stats Guy? What are you covering?
A bit of everything. So, Brownlow, an early little bet there. Some F1 Singapore Grand Prix and AFLW. Continues this week.
Nice one. The Brownlow piece that is up on the site is very fun as well. It's literally called the top 5 fun.
Just random bets you can find. Bit of fun. Yeah.
Nice one. Alex, what about you today?
I'm all EPL and then the donation to finish off.
Nice one. All right, let's get into it.
Player props. Player props. Props.
That's right. Code Bets player props for today, Friday, September 15. I'm going to lean back in. This is one I had a couple of days ago. The Toby Green. I think we broke this down in the AFL show. I am absolutely loving this 20 disposals, 20 goals. 20 disposals, 3 goals, over $5. Lock me in there, Eddie. And there was another one for the NFL. My big play is going to be Justin Fields this week. Before I get to that, I mentioned the Dak Prescott cutout earlier in the week for MVP. Word of advice, I think, for Dak, jump on him now, because they're going to absolutely demolish a rate in the New York Jets after Aaron Rodgers goes down with his blown Achilles. They're going to absolutely kill the Jets this week. So Dak is only going to shorten as, like, even if he's not doing much, he will still sort of cruise through just because he's the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. But keep an eye on Tua. Tua Tagovailoa, Miami Dolphins quarterback, was awesome in week 1. His odds dropped dramatically. They're playing the Pats this week, so just hold off on Tua for one more week and then maybe jump on because it might bounce back up. Just saying. One more running quarterback. That was my player prop for this weekend that I'm absolutely all on board with. I'm actually all on board Jalen Hurts as well, but that game's today when the Eagles take on the Vikings. I'm on Hurts 2+ touchdowns and 40+ yards. Justin Fields, similar vibes. Tampa Bay, they went into Minnesota last week and won in week 1. Very strange. Weird game. The defense, the Tampa Bay thing is, they've got a lot of veterans, you see. They're pretty good. I say bollocks to that. Give me the Chicago Bears to come out of absolutely nowhere after just looking like a bit of a mess against Green Bay. I think they go down to Tampa Bay and just put one on this Buccaneers team. I'm always wary of teams that look good in week 1. You're like, geez, I didn't expect that. You've spent the entire offseason going into the numbers, digging into stuff and going, I don't think they'll be good. And then 1 week, they're good, and you're like, oh, throw it all out the window. No chance. We're going Justin Fields, 60-plus rushing yards and an anytime touchdown. That's $3.60. You can also give me 2 touchdowns for Juzzy Fields. Because once he gets going, boy, does he get going. But my favorite stat about this was 9 of his last 10 over the back end of the season last year, he hit over 60 yards rushing.
Wow.
9 of the last 10.
Wow.
And he had 7 touchdowns in that time as well. He had 59 last week. It barely felt like it. I think against his Tampa Bay defense that does have a defensive coach, that does have some pretty wily veterans, I still think you can run on him. So look to Justin Fields against Tampa Bay at any time and 60-plus, $3.60, probably my favorite NFL play this weekend. If you want to tag in like 200 passing yards and stuff for him as well as a passing touchdown, go nuts, but I'm just going to lean on his rushing. Alex, what are you looking at?
Yeah, having a look at the EPL over the weekend, some goal scorers. We'll start off with the best Norwegian player in the EPL, the most handsome one. That is Martin Odegaard. Shots fired. Anytime goal scorer against Everton. Well, he's definitely more handsome than Haaland. He's not a better player. $3.20 for him to score over the weekend. Look, he scored a goal in 4 of Arsenal's last 5 away games on a Sunday. We love those little specific ones. I do remember him lashing one on his left foot into the bottom corner against Newcastle late in the season. And also, he's been the first goal scorer in 2 of Arsenal's last 3 away games just in general as well. So that's one of the things he's added to his game in the last sort of 12 months if you go back to the start of last season. He started scoring more goals, and it's what has made everyone go, hey, he's really good. Everyone quickly forgets he was like supposedly the next coming of Jesus about 8 years ago when he was 16.
It's getting there.
Exactly. He scored 10 away goals since the start of last season as well. So the thing is, he gets the job done away from home, which...
How many goals did Jesus have last week?
Yeah, true. He's got
Gabriel Jesus only had like 9 last year. So, yeah.
If you get all the Jesuses in the world, that'd be pretty good stats.
Yeah, right. Scored 10 away goals since the start of last season, which is really important in games like this. You need your big players to step up on away days. Like, how many times have people stats go, no, there's a massive argument online all the time, and it's really stupid. Bruno Fernandes is better than Martin Odegaard. And then everyone's like, look at Fernandez's stats away from Old Trafford and against good teams.
And away from the penalty spot, Fernandes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Odegaard, anytime goal, $3.20. Pretty happy to take that. We'll move across to another player who actually used to play for Everton, funnily enough, is Anthony Gordon. He plays for Newcastle. He's $3 to score anytime. And, geez, in these first couple of games this season, since he came across from Everton in the January transfer window, our summer, last season, and it took him a while to get going, and this season he's just hit the ground running. He scored the first goal in 2 of his last 3 games where Newcastle have been favourite. I'm just on him to score any time. I think they'll get the job done against Brentford this weekend in what looms as a really tricky game, but $3 for him to score. He's just finding ways to cut into the box late. They've got a lot of attacking options, Newcastle, and he just sort of seemingly finds himself in the right position more times than not, and $3 for him to score as well, I'm pretty happy with.
Nice one. Do we know if he's into Maximo Park, though, one of Newcastle's finest bands?
Sure.
Maybe.
He's not allowed to drive. I know that.
Not great. What about there? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Basically, to hit a point, though, obviously very clearly, Jesus overrated.
What about the Super Jesus?
Adelaide's finest.
Yeah,
I mean, if you need a soundtrack for a V8 race, boom, Super Jesus.
Gravity does rule.
It is banger tunes. Just, I don't know. So I just don't want to say anything bad about Sarah McLeod because she could definitely kick the crap out of me. Stats guy.
And she does listen to the show, actually. Yeah.
Absolutely huge. She's
her and Gareth Southgate, big listeners of the Code Bet Daily.
She posts a lot of weird political stuff.
Stop picking Harry Maguire, Gareth.
All right, Stats guy, take it away.
Yeah, early Brownlow look. Nick Daicos to have the most.
Dominic Daicos, the youngest.
He's a new brother. I don't know why I said it like that. Nick Daicos, the most 3-vote games this year. He's $2.75, which I was pretty surprised about, which is the favourite in this market, but I think that's where you can find some value for Daicos here. He's got an amazing start to the season, averaging 37 disposals and a goal through the first 6 games, which is absolutely awesome. All the Brownlow trackers have him having at least 2 to 3 3-vote games just in that period alone. I reckon he could even push up to 4. Every time you look at the stats, he's leading the stats. He affected the games immensely. He showed his versatility playing midfield and back, and then even a little bit forward when he was kicking goals. I think through the middle part of the season, he had 3 games where he kicked 2 or more goals. He can do it all. Most predictor sites have him clearly has the most 3-vote games. I think, that's pretty accurate, especially when Bont is his the next favourite, and they didn't even make the finals. When you're winning games, I think that's a massive, as history suggests, that's a massive thing to have in the Brownlow. So Pies, obviously, were the minor premiers, had a lot more wins than the Bulldogs. Bont, I think he probably was best on in a lot of games. I think Alex was talking about it once before. If you're best on, though, and you're losing by a big margin, you're not going to get the 3 votes usually. So I think he'll have a lot of 1 to 2 vote games. Doesn't even matter if he loses the Brownlow on this one, Nick Daicos. I just think 3 votes, he's going to get the most. Just that's how he rolls. They got a lot of wins, and he was the main part of it.
I love this bet because it does feel like Daicos' ceiling from game to game with his votes was probably higher than Bont's. Even just the eye test is literally like, I feel like Bont's going to be much more of an accumulator across the season where it's like 1 here, 2 there, 1 here, best on ground 3, 1 here, 2 there, whereas Daicos is going to be 3.
Yeah. 3.
What price was Errol? I reckon he's a danger because all of his big vote games will be 3s.
I didn't see his... Yeah, I think he'll have a lot of 3s towards the end, but I feel like Daicos will still blow. I was going to say,
I might have something on Errol and Toby Green because Toby probably gets 7 3-voters and that'll be it.
Yeah,
I won't have the volume.
I didn't mention Lockie Neal as well. I think he's got a few midfielders around him that can steal the votes. And same as Butters.
Yeah, but stats guy, the predictor has him winning by 6 votes.
2 votes, the AFL one, which is ridiculous.
Love it. All right. The Neal one is a bit weird for me because, again, I think there's votes being stolen there.
Same as Butters as well. You got Rosie.
I feel like Butters might be the one that does stand out there because there was literally like while Rosie was sort of impacting the game alongside Butters was very clearly like the number one dude on that team.
Towards the second half, though, I wouldn't be surprised if Rosie gets a couple of 3 votes. So, we'll see.
Great market. Love it. Stats guy. All right. Let's do some match and or game pick.
What's your best match or game pick?
Game picks, as mentioned, the over-unders for the AFL across the weekend. You've got Melbourne Carlton. Just to quickly check on where that is still sitting. The over-under yesterday was 156.5. That is now back down to 155 with Bet365 at the moment.
Okay.
If you look at CodeBet, the cool thing is you can compare all these odds. What a world. Amazing gear, that one. But it is, you can still actually get 56.5, it looks like, with the over with Top Sport. Ladbroke still have under 156.5, $1.88. I'm still going to go the under. Beautiful day in Melbourne, don't care. I think these two teams are going to strike. I'll be sitting there. I might have more tins than goals kicked. There's a bet.
I'm hoping it goes over now. Jim's just on the ground.
Well, either way, if there's 12 goals and he consumes 13 tins in 4 quarters of footy, he's in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, during the game, across the night.
Maybe go Carlton goals.
Across the night, I'm the fighting favourite here. For GWS, similar vibes. We're just going to go the over, however, the 175.5. Because I think this was pointed out on the AFL show. The last game was like 211 points.
220.
Yeah. 220, yeah.
Something.
And I think both of those offenses should sort of I don't feel like with all the injuries the Port have, obviously, I think there's going to be a goal fest at Adelaide Oval and we'll fly over that over, even though I still think GWS, the line is the
I was surprised they dropped Finlayson as well.
Yeah, what the bloody hell was going on there?
He didn't have a goal the last 2 weeks, but that...
he can play centre-half back.
I know. Anyway. Yeah.
So to just hit on that as well, Carlton are still 6.5 point underdogs and GWS is still 8.5 point underdogs.
Okay.
And there's been a bunch of changes too, as if we're talking about match game picks. The Storm Roosters game, that line has changed dramatically because Jerome Hughes is now not playing for the Storm. So everyone here, which one is injured except for like Cameron Munster and Jaymz Tedesco.
Yep. That is now a 7.5 line. But
it was 11.5 yesterday morning.
Yeah.
The under was still 40. It was still pretty low, I think. It might have started at 42. Now it's down to 39.5. So under's probably still almost the go in that game just because, I don't know, gross. And then for, what was it, Warriors versus Knights.
We're calling overs, Phil and I. We're big on the overs.
I like overs in that one, yeah.
I was still taking New Zealand. No, Newcastle. I've gone Newcastle plus 5.5. I think they cover even if the Warriors still win. But the over-under for that, again, is 40.5. So a bit of an interesting one. A quick couple of ones for the NFL, however. My 2 favourite NFL over-unders this weekend for your Sunday night betting. Bengals-Ravens, go the under. These teams are just like getting blood out of a stone, I think, at the moment. Bengals looked okay against Houston, but Cincinnati put up 3 points against the Browns defense. There are injuries on the Ravens defense side that makes me pick the Bengals probably to win this game. but the line is like 3.5. So I'd probably still go Ravens plus 3.5. Bengals sneak out a win at home against Baltimore, but that's an AFC North one. Always go the under when it comes to interdivisional stuff for the AFC North. And then the other one, shootout. Let's go. Seahawks, Lions, an NFC shootout for the ages, I reckon. Over 47.5. Couldn't believe that this was so low. Like, the Lions are coming off 10 days rest where they only put up 21 points, but they beat Kansas City.
Yeah.
Don't care. They're going to light this Seahawks defense up that stunk in the second half against a Rams team that I think Alex could start for. Alex, I don't even know how to play it.
I just stand there and stop the other dude running through me. It's pretty simple.
You could probably play quarterback for the Rams.
I was going to say, you're not playing linebacker.
But
got a sick arm too.
I'll talk about the Lions line in a second, but the over is just the clear play. So, quick rate my multi for the NFL.
Rate my multi.
You can actually get the Jaymz Clements special at Bet. That's right. Indy minus 2.5 over Houston, because that's an AFC South, battle royale between two rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Someone has to win.
Really? Do they?
Unless it's the exact same as last year where it was a draw.
Oh, okay.
Watch out. No, I'm still going Indy. They showed me a little bit more. I think I'm taking Indy. Did I go Houston? I can't remember.
You've got both in the run sheet.
Indy minus 2.5 over Houston.
Minus 2.5, yeah. I think I trust Indy just maybe a little bit more. I think I might have written Houston on the side. I better change that. Atlanta plus 2.5 against Green Bay. I think Green Bay is one of those hype teams that we saw in week one where it's like, geez, that could win the NFC North. I think Atlanta at home getting 2.5 points. That offense will be a little bit too much for the Green Bay defense. Detroit, I mentioned this one, 5.5 it was yesterday. It's now 4.5 over Seattle. Seattle were just abysmal last week. Detroit, extra little bit of rest, they should roll. And Chicago, plus 1.5 against Tampa Bay. That'll get you $15 over at Bet as a boosted Jaymz Clements NFL multi. Ooh. Gentlemen, rate that one.
7.
Oh. I'll give it a 9.
Come on.
I like that one. I'll give it a 9.
Thanks. It doesn't include my beloved Tennessee Titans, so 7.
I think the Tennessee one, I still pick Tennessee because I just don't want to go against Tennessee at any point early in the season because they're too well coached. Yeah. Right, Alex, game pick.
Yeah, having a look at some EPL over-unders this weekend. We'll start off with Fulham taking on Luton Town. We're going Fulham and under 2.5 goals, though. I don't really rate either team. I think Luton will be really just prepped up defensively to make sure they don't get blown out of the water. So Fulham and under 2.5 goals is $4. Man City in over 3.5 goals against West Ham. As talked about the EPL show, this could be an absolute shootout. West Ham have suddenly turned into like this awesome attacking team.
It's weird.
Where did this come from? I don't get it. I'm scared of it, but it's fun. And Man City, of course, they just score goals because, they have a sideboard playing for them, $3.30. Brighton, I'm very keen on Brighton or Manchester United. I've been on record saying Manchester United are in trouble. They absolutely stink. Jadon Sancho and Eric Ten Hag are about to have a cage fight. Who would win out of a fight, Jadon Sancho or Eric Ten Hag?
Oh, Ten Hag, absolutely. He's a big
Ten Hag would absolutely rip his face off, 100%. Just that bald Dutchman, he scares me a little bit. But Brighton will still win over 2.5, $3.80. Tottenham over 2.5 against Sheffield United. Sheffield, they stink. Tottenham have been scoring goals. Yay for Ange, $1.70. Arsenal against Everton and under 3.5 goals. I'm going the under because, it's Everton and I hate everything about this shit. I'm still getting $2.45 for the under 3.5. So if Arsenal win 3-0, I'm absolutely laughing with that one. I'm probably going to break my TV watching that one. But anyway, if we can hit the button again for the Rate My Multi, Gerald.
Rate My Multi.
Those 5 with the lowest odds of $1.70 comes out to $208.91.
When I scrolled down and saw that you'd done a bit of a multi, I'm like, surely not. Honestly, I actually like all of them, but I might do a few individual ones, I reckon, rather than a big Rate My Multi.
I actually, to be honest, I love it. My biggest thing is like the fact that Alex is just skipping over the fact that Ange Ball is working a treat and he's just...
He doesn't want to talk about it. He's like, happy for
I'm
Ange.
not allowed...
Just because I was so wrong, it doesn't even matter. Shut up.
No, I never said I was wrong. It's more that I'm not allowed to give Tottenham credit because I hate Tottenham.
Really? To be honest, when I saw the Fulham and under 2.5 against Luton, I'm like, I actually just don't like that one. And I feel like against Luton, even Fulham could maybe score a couple. Man City, love that one. Brighton and over, I love that. Tottenham and over 2.5. Arsenal and under 3.5. You are threading a needle. So
Arsenal haven't won at Goodison Park since 2017, and I think the most goals scored at Goodison between the two since then.
They'll just put 10 behind the ball, probably.
I'm going to hate it. This is like you, Jim. I hate everything about it already. I don't want to watch it, but I'm going to, and it's going to suck.
Nice one. Nice. All right, no, I do like that multi though.
I'll give it a 7.5. Just
for $208. I mean, why not?
Also, shout out Kyra Cooney Cross, the Matilda signed for Arsenal this morning on transfer deadline day.
Another one. We're just dominating the WSL.
That's 3 Matildas at Arsenal. I think. What do we got? 2 at Man City, a couple at Chelsea, and Mackenzie Arnold at West Ham.
Right, Status guy. I was going to say
Stat guy. I love a bit of attention. Now, looking at the F1 Singapore Grand Prix is on this weekend. It's known as the hardest track on the calendar. A lot of the drivers don't really like driving there. You've got the Marina Bay Street Circuit. So these street circuits have the really close walls, makes the cars go a bit faster with the wind resistance or something. I'm not going to get into the science about it all, but apparently it's a lot harder. It's the hottest track as well. As soon as they describe, you get your water bottle, you put it in the car, and as soon as it turns to tea, it feels like that's how hot it is over there straight away. And it's really, really hard to drive on. I think experience will play a really big part on this track. Even Super Max has raced there, I think, 3 times, hasn't won there. So one of the only, I think, 2 tracks that he hasn't won before. So it's a really tough track. Talking about experience, can't go past Fernando Alonso, legend of the sport, and he's been really successful in Singapore. He's got 2 race wins and 5 podiums across his career there. I think the podium finish will be where the value is at for this Aston Martin car. He's in a really great car. The Aston Martin AMR 23 has been absolutely awesome with 7 podiums already this year. I think that's 50% of the races this year he's finished on the podium, which is a great effort in that car who was struggling only last year. Alonso loves this track, so $2.62 I think he is to get a podium finish in Singapore. He's already done it 5 times before. He's just got the experience on this really tough track, so I'm going to go Alonso to tear it up this weekend.
Good stuff. I like that a lot, actually. Singapore should be an absolute belter. One of my favorite.
Hoping Max finally loses. He got the record now for 10 wins in a row, but we'll see. That's why last week I tipped him to lose, but I'm not going to tip him to lose.
Like, they need to throw in like bananas and rockets like in Mario Kart to make it fun and watchable.
Few red shells, blue shells.
Someone strike lightning, just boom, you're all small.
That would be awesome.
The giant flying bullet they just get to hold on to. All right, let's do some best bets.
It's best bets. It's best bets. It's time for all the best bets.
Thanks, me. This is the best bets for today. I'm looking at the NFL for the weekend. My other player prop that I am just all over, Amon Rasen Brown. You know that I've been on him heading into this season. He had a really good opening week against KC. He is going to tear up this Seattle team. Give me $7 for 2 touchdowns. Don't mind it. The Seattle secondary isn't too bad, but they did just sort of give up a lot, especially on the inside to that Rams team, who were basically starting like no-name receivers. So Detroit should just demolish them, and I think Amon Ra will be right behind it. $3.20 for just 100 yards as well. How about just 75-plus yards and an anytime touchdown, $2.60? If you want him to go over 100 and anytime, that's $4.75.
$4, ooh.
I love that. I love that a lot. I just really, can you feel like I'm 100% fading Seattle this week? Because my other best bet is Detroit, -4.5 in the over, 47.5 in that game, $3.70. Bang. Lock that one in. That is probably my favorite NFL play for this week because I think with the big ones we've got the Monday and Tuesday, so our morning games, they're Sunday and Monday night football games, are really tough ones because they're both divisional games, big headline ones at least, because I think you've got, well, actually, so is the other one, because you've got a horrible Carolina Saints game on Monday before Steelers-Browns, and then on Sunday, our Monday is Pats Miami, and best of luck trying to figure out anything in that one. So, we're going to stick with that one. I love Detroit, Seattle. I'm going to lean on that a lot. All right, Stats Guy, what about you?
A bit of an AFLW rate my multi if we want to hit the bet again.
Rate my multi.
Rate my multis coming out of the woodwork.
I know, we've got 3 today. Bloody awesome. Going to start with the Friday night, really huge class at 5 o'clock tonight. I think it's going to be 2 top 4 teams, Geelong taking on North Melbourne. North Melbourne have smashed 40 points and 60 points, their first 2 wins, but I think it's going to be really close. So I'm going to take Geelong plus 13.5 there. Last 3 matchups, last 3 times they've played were all under the 2 goals. Geelong are going to be a top 4 team as well, so it's going to be really close, especially at their home ground. Then I'm going to go GWS versus Richmond. Going to take Richmond minus 15.5. Richmond, I know they only got 2 goals last week, but they were against one of the better teams in Adelaide. GWS had 99 points put on them last week. They just don't have any attacking threat whatsoever. Richmond, their midfield's still awesome, so they're going to dominate this one. West Coast taking on Carlton. Battle of 2 very average teams, but Carlton are going to win this one. West Coast, again, like GWS, had 99 points as well, actually, on them last week. They look horrible. I think they're going to be double wooden spooners this year, the West Coast Eagles. So Carlton head-to-head there. Then Collingwood head-to-head against the Suns. The Suns, haven't looked... Actually, they looked really strong last week, but that was
100 points last week?
That was, but that's how bad West Coast are going, in my opinion. Collingwood, they're too strong. They got a lot of star players, especially in that midfield, and you got Brown and Davey back from injury. So going to go Collingwood in that leg there. So 4 legs at $7.12. Rate my multi.
Not bad. I'm a little bit worried about that Richmond line.
The Richmond one is.
I'm worried about Geelong not getting smashed by North.
Nah, Geelong are really good.
So are North.
Yes, I still think we'll win, but it'll be like a real eke out ones. That last time we played them,
4. Those first 2 lines worry me.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6. I can see the merit behind some of the reasoning, but I think North will be really, really good, and that 13 and a half might not be enough.
that could just they win by 3 goals. They won by 3 goals.
Last time was only 2 points, but it'll be.
You've got better in the off season though, so
yeah.
Nice one, Alex. What's the time for?
Yeah.
Donation. This one might actually win. Donation.
Oh, man. Songbird of my generation.
You've got songs coming out everywhere.
It's great. So we'll start off tonight with the Blues taking on the D's. We're just going to hit the under. Don't care who wins, just hit the under. Going across to tomorrow evening, GWS to beat Port Adelaide. The New Zealand Warriors to get the job done, as well as hit the over 41.5 points against the Newcastle Knights. Let's move to some EPL action. Fulham to get the job done, and Man City, as we mentioned earlier on. Of course, finish off with some horses. Randwick, race 7, number 9, Fangirl. It's my best bet of the day tomorrow at Randwick, but in this, we'll just throw it into place, just in case she does get too far back. She should hit the line well, and if the brakes go away, she should be winning, but we'll throw her into place. And then across at Flemington, massive day. Maccabi Diva Stakes Day tomorrow. Race 4, number 15, Legacies to win for Peter Moody and Catherine Coleman. First up, really good run in a race that's going to stack up really well form-wise. She looks to have absolute lengths on this field. She should just round them up and give them a pounding. $97.77 for the donation. If you want Fangirl to win, $215.11.
Oh.
Well, I like how conservative you've played this week with the $208 rate my multi and the $200 donation. So, I mean, you're very clearly on a winner here. So I'm just
well, if you want an absolute certain winner, we'll go race 5, number 5 tomorrow, County Kilkenny. It'll win.
Is that your horse, your dad's horse, or someone's horse?
It's not my horse.
Oh.
My horse is running 2 weeks next week. 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, he's running on a Sunday, so I'll be able to tell you.
You know about the horses. Blues D's under. I like that. GWS the head-to-head. I took them in the line. Warriors and over.
I like that, yeah. Well, you're leaning towards Knights a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit. Fulham, sure, man. I actually don't mind it. I mean, I just don't know about the horses. So I'll give it a 7. Why not?
Yeah,
Stats guy, what do you say?
I'll give it a 10. Why not? Finish off the week nice.
A big high. All right, that's it. Co-Bet Daily done for today and done for the week. We'll be back on deck on Monday. Should be a pretty interesting show next week. We've got a couple of NFL games still coming up across the early stages of the week, and we'll have some, AFL and NRL wraps stuff to talk out. So that'll be fun. So get right around the show and all the other shows, the AFL show, the NRL show, the EPL show, NBA Australia, NFL Australia, and of course, Hold All Tickets, which is brought to you by punters.com.au and Betfair. Good times there. That was a good episode this week. Enjoyed that. So like, review, and star them all. All Stats Guy will track you down. He will. I'm not joking. Chuck a follow across all the socials as well. I believe we have Facey, IG, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Threads. Got him. And send in any questions via those same socials, and we'll answer any questions, and we'll rate any multis you want to throw away, any futures you've got sitting around there. If you want them rated, let us know. So thank you, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Cheers. If anyone listens to this before 2 o'clock, Canberra race 4, Maritz's Girl, it'll win as well.
All right. Cool.
Nice.
Thanks, as always. to Geraldinho behind the camera there for producing all this schmozzle. He does a great job. And thanks to me, just because why not? All right, what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
We also say, go Blues! All right, we'll catch you on Monday. This is Cobed Daily. Out.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.